Well, whenever you want to, you can swear. But I'm going to start recording in
Excellent.
3, 2, 1, go.
Bollocks.
Bollocks, there we go. That's a tribute to John, which I called last night. I called John last night. But anyway, he was at Stampede and I just left Stampede. But anyway, welcome. This is Pulp Cthulhu, the Two-Headed Serpent, July 15th, 2023. I'm Vixter with the RPG Alliance, and I'm joined today by our two players, Jaden and Ray. Welcome, players. We left off with our team of mission specialists who work for Caduceus, which is a medical aid foundation, going on a mission to war-torn Bolivia during the I can't pronounce that, Cacao War in 1933 is our year that we're operating in March of that. Our team flew in, landed on the Paraguay side of the border, and then had to do a 2-day trek through the jungle with medical resupplies for a Red Cross medical aid camp in the middle of Bolivia. Or not the middle, but the southeastern corner. And during their trek, their team leader, Dr. Oh gosh, I have to know the names. Dr. What was it? Orsino?
Ursini.
Dr. Ursini, who was the team leading the pack mule trail into the jungles, got shot in the head, and the party was attacked by some apparently Bolivian soldiers, who, thankfully, the party was able to kill the leader, and soon discovered that the leader had reptilian skin under their human skin. Found some various documents and items from that reptilian man who was the leader of these soldiers, and continued on to the aid camp, where they met Dr. Gonzalez, who is the head of the aid camp for the International Red Cross, and found out that there was a camp of Bolivian soldiers on the north side of the aid camp, where the village was, or is, some bombed out shells of a village, and that they shouldn't be there because it is, again, a neutral site. So I'll just move you guys on Roll20 to the aid camp so you can take a better look at that. Bring that up. And then at the aid camp, you delivered the supplies. Unfortunately, you brought Dr. Orsini's body as well. And I met Dr. Gonzalez, who kind of gave you the lay of the land. If we're looking at the aid camp, you'll see that there's a green box around where the soldiers are set up. Otherwise, there's the hospital tent that has locals who've been injured and caught in the crossfire between the Paraguay and the Bolivian armed forces. They've got Paraguay soldiers in there recuperating, some Bolivian soldiers recuperating. There's a mess hall, there's a laundry, there's some showers. The round green circle where you see your tokens at is the tent that they've designated as your tent. And you had just spent the evening having dinner with the aid camp's staff, saluting, thanking you guys for bringing resupply, and also, commemorating Dr. Orsini's death. And we left it off after the meal. Now, how do we get everyone integrated? Because Ray is kindly going to play. I think you're going to play Dr. Flo Yo, right?
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Yay! We stole Michelle Yeoh's image because she's fabulous.
That's why I picked it, because I saw it was her, and I was like, yes.
Can't say no.
I was like, hell yeah.
To Dr. Flo.
All
now,
right.
Sean was playing Cassandra, an archaeologist, but to be fair, actually, the character is down to 4 hit points, got severely wounded in that shootout with the ambush, and so it's easy enough. Unfortunately, Sean couldn't join us today, so it's easy enough to have Cassandra recuperating in the tent, not quite well enough, or even recuperating in the hospital. Let's put her in the hospital. Let's just say her wound started hurting her after the meal, and they've put her in the intensive care unit in the hospital because she's down 4 points. And then, Jaden, do you want to introduce your character?
Yeah, I am playing Kelsey, who is was a student at Arkham University. Came on this just because it seemed like a good idea at the time, and hey, free travel. Um, yeah. Not sure what else you would like to hear about my character. Sorry.
Well, no, but that's okay. And again, thank you again for doing the player's notebook and keeping notes for us. What did your skill improvement turn up? What did you choose, and did you succeed or fail, and how much did you go up?
Oh, I thought I was doing all of the skill improvements. I am so sorry. I can go and undo that.
No. I mean, what did you do? Like, I just need to know what you did. That's all.
That's the thing. Everything I had checked, that's what I did. You just said skill improvements, not just a skill. So I just assumed it
Oh,
was, yeah, which is why I can go and undo it. I'm
yeah.
so
No,
sorry for
no.
being confused.
Yeah, no. I thought you were just gonna choose one.
Uh, well, I thought that's what you had in mind, but yeah. Uh,
Because
so
that's how we
yeah.
do it in your
Let me,
game, right? Jaden's also
yeah,
my keeper in the Berlin game, so
I'm going to go and undo that, and let's just say that for amusement value, can I take one of the psychic abilities?
God,
Would you allow that?
I haven't read any of that shit yet.
Okay, I'll save that for later. How's that?
No, that's okay. I
Uh,
mean, so I did put out the money to get the Pulp Cthulhu compendium um on Roll20. So yeah, I haven't prepped myself for that yet.
totally cool. Here, I'll just do a little quickie for occult.
Yeah, and then I'll check out this psychic stuff next time because this is like,
No problem.
yeah, this is the second session, so I'm not, you throwing me a
Great.
curveball.
Went up in 7 points. So
Fantastic,
32.
great. Um, and so
And I'm going to go undo everything else. So
okay, so Ray, just so you know, if you're looking at your character sheet, what we're talking about is usually at the start of each session. If you in the previous session did a successful roll, like say a spot hidden roll, if you look at your character sheet, you bring up one so I can see what I'm looking at. So if you succeed in any rolls, if you look at your character sheet under the skill tab, you'll see that there's a little round button. So if when you succeed on any of these skill rolls, you want to click on that because the next session we'll do what we just did with Kelsey's character, in that they picked one of their skills and then they roll a skill check. If they fail, that means we can improve it by rolling a 1d10. If they succeed, then we don't do an improvement because they're already good enough for it. Don't let that confuse you at all, but just remember that whenever you succeed a roll, just make sure you click that dot so we can keep track of it. And then next session, we'll get into how you improve your skills with you then, and that will make more sense. But just looking again at the character sheet, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Call of Cthulhu.
I'm not.
You're not. So
Complete newbie.
okay, no, and to be honest, the sheet does most of it for you. The big thing is, so when you look at the sheet, you look at the top right hand corner, it says edit mode. So when you have to change a number, like if you lose any sanity or anything, you have to click on edit mode and change the number that way, and then click it off so you can roll. This is a system where you're rolling like a D100, and you want to roll under, equal or under whatever the value for your skill is. So if you're like listening in the hall to a meeting by, some gangsters, right? You would click on the word listen and it would roll it for you. and then you'll see the result in the dialogue window. And the dialogue window is again on the right hand side. It's where you have those two little word bubbles and you mouse over it says chat. So in that dialogue chat window, you'll see the result of your roll. Right? You see, I just wrote Cassandra's listen, she got a hard success. So when you roll, you'll see it says 7 versus 30. So she has a value of 30 in that skill. She needed to get 30 or less to succeed. If it's a regular success, it's kind of like the top half by around the 30s, right? 30, high 20s, that's a regular success. If it's half, it's going to be a hard success. If it's a 1/5 of 30, it's going to be an extreme success. A 1 is always a crit success, so don't worry about this getting it in your head, because thankfully the roll in the chat tells you whether you got a success or not and what kind of success it is. But just keep in mind it's a roll under system, okay? And it does it all for you. It's actually a lot easier to play it on Roll20 than it is to play it in person because the thing does the math for you.
Sick. That's what I was worried about, was doing the maths.
Yeah.
So cool. I don't know how to do maths. Sick. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. If you look under the combat tab, you should have weapons already there, already statted up and ready to go. And if you go under the backstory, there's a little bit of flavor, but not a whole lot. And again, I think you asked me before, if you want to add some background, you can. The interesting thing about Dr. Flo Yo is she's based on Michelle Yeoh, so she lives in Singapore. She was born in Hong Kong, which isn't really real, but anyway. And she has a connection to the Chinese mainland army, not the communists, but anyway, the one by, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, she has connections there. And you can change that if you like, not a big deal. And then you go to spells, nobody has spells yet. And then you go to possessions. And in this case, with a new character, I always let you pick 2 more items that you want to add there. So, for example, Cassandra, she had an archaeologist satchel with archaeologist, toolkit and books and stuff in it. She also had, a magnifying glass, a compass, 50 foot of rope, that sort of thing. So anything that you want to do, just think of 2 items you might want to add. And again, you click on the edit mode and then it will light up and then you can hit the plus button, get a new spot and type in what those 2 items may be. Okay?
Cool.
Something fun, duct tape, crazy glue. It's 1933. There's a lot of similar stuff, right? Right now, I think you have a medical bag, and your medical bag is going to be one of those fun things that, as we go along, if you want to see, oh, do I have this in my medical bag? Like, do I have a syringe full of morphine or something because someone's screaming in pain or something, right? Most likely, we would just have you do what's called a luck roll to see if it's in your bag or not. Or if all you have is like Scooby-Doo Band-Aids or something like that. Right?
Nice. Cool.
So, yeah, and so the fun thing too, and luck is a really important thing. If we go back, and then let's just go into your talents. The talent tab has 2 talents. So if you play D&D, I don't know, do you play D&D?
I've played 1 game, and it was 2 days ago.
Oh, there you go. Excellent.
There you go.
All right, well, I won't get into D&D analogies, but talents are a special ability that you have. For example,
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. Like, I played as a bard last time, so like bardic inspiration was my extra.
You got it. It's like a feat. Yeah. So keep an eye on those talents. They come in very handy. They certainly saved these guys' ass when they got to battle. With like keen sight or keen vision is one where you get extra dice for doing spot hiddens. So if you play D&D, they have like the advantage and disadvantage with rolling dice kind of rule. In this case, we call them, you can have a penalty dice, which is equivalent to disadvantage, or bonus dice, which is equivalent to rolling with advantage. So I'll let you know when it's time to add a penalty or bonus dice. Let's go back to skills and just looking at your luck. So luck is kind of like D&D inspiration in a way. You can do a lot of things with luck. You can, if you've if you say on that listen roll, maybe I just roll anything, do a locksmith roll. Oh, that was really bad. That was a bad example. She's got one. Let's try navigate. Navigate. There you go. So, oh, that's not good. That's a bad example too. Let's try something else. But luck, basically, you can use luck to buy success. Oh, these are all terrible rolls. What? I mean, this is all out of the realm of. Oh, this. 100%.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
crit, this is terrible. Cassandra's a horrible character sheet. Oh, another fail.
Oh my
So
god!
if you roll 100, it's a crit fail, right?
Holy
Okay.
crap!
Okay, this is better. Okay, so this is better than the stealth roll. So if I needed to hit a 40 to make this stealth check, say I'm hiding from the bad guys trying to, escape from a prisoner of war camp or something like that, I could use my luck points, which in this case, she has a luck of 67. I could use 18 of the luck points to bring that 58 that I rolled down to the 40 to make it a success. So you can use luck in that way. You can also use luck, which is kind of fun. In Pulp Cthulhu, they kind of give you a little bit more of options. So if I show you guys, you just want to hit the icon with the sheet divided in half, and then you'll get a better look. Seth's luck sheet. So Seth, was it Sarkowski or how do you say his name, Jane? Anyway,
whose name?
Yeah, he's a YouTube creator, and he's created this wonderful Pulp Cthulhu luck sheet.
Oh,
Sarkowski, there you go. And he's up for an Eenie, so go vote for him. Anyway, he's created this luck thing, luck cheat sheet. It's in your handouts under the journal. And yeah, so you can adjust a skill or characteristic roll 1 for 1. So like I said, you could pay 18 points and get that roll that I just did to make it a success. You can adjust a weapons fumble. So if your weapon jams, you roll a critical fail on it. You roll a 1, which is a crit fail. You can use luck to undo the fail. And it can help you reduce sanity costs. And this is the fun thing about Cthulhu, is that when you look at your character sheet, you're dealing with Cthulhu, like mythos horror, right? This is a horror-based system. So when you see shit like, you see a 3-headed baby goat with tentacles coming out of it, you would have to do what's called a sanity roll, right? So you just click on sanity, and if you make it, then it's like, I'm not fazed by this. I saw this in comic books and movies, not a big deal, right? But if you did fail, Cassandra's really, there we go. If you did fail, then it's like the horror of it takes a toll, right? And you would lose a certain amount of sanity points. And if you lose, I think, more than 5, then you'd have a temporary bout of madness. And Jaden, correct me if I'm wrong. And there's even a chance for you to have like a bout of insanity. So sanity is an interesting tool that puts some real jeopardy in the game for your mental health, right? Like, what can your mind handle or not handle? So keep that in mind. So that's luck, sanity are 2 of the big iconic attributes for Call of Cthulhu. Boy, I'm getting really bored of hearing myself talk. So basically what we do is like, I'll set up the circumstances and you guys role play out what you guys want to do with these characters. Right? So if we just set it up in such a way that, say, just bringing your character into Dr. Flo Yo, if you're okay with this, let's say Dr. Flo Yo is the one who's been giving primary care to Cassandra with the bullet wound she received in the fight during the ambush, and that Kelsey and she, I'm going to assume that her pronouns are she, they, that Kelsey and she have a discussion about what's been going on in camp. Is that okay with you guys? Have I given you enough prep to give you something to work with?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, Dr. Flo Yo, you have been one of the doctors that Caduceus has hired to staff the aid camp. And there's just been a whole bunch of new doctors and nurses that have come in. Let's just say you've been here since the A camp was first set up about a month ago during this war between Bolivia and Paraguay, and that you've been around to see that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, the soldiers came in and took up their residence in this side of the camp. That they've been very odd. They've just been coming in only to get food from the mess. They shouldn't be there because it's a neutral International Red Cross site. They don't really interact with you folks, but for them coming to take food. And that last week, they destroyed the radio in the radio tent down here, and that kind of scared you all because your communication to the outside world was cut off, and that the only person that knew how to work the radio has caught malaria and is in a malaria delirium in the hospital right now. So I think Dr. Flo, just you would have that kind of in character knowledge. And I was going to leave it off after we left off after the dinner, after the mess. Let's say Cassandra had complications. After that, Dr. Yo, you put her into the hospital, and so she's going to get 24-hour care. And you and Kelsey are now speaking about what's going on. If that's okay, and I'll give it away to you guys.
Cool.
So, Doctor, I had a couple of ideas on how to get rid of your soldier problem, but I also don't want to, interrupt the camp.
No, yeah, go ahead with your ideas, because we're terrified over here.
Well, I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but maybe if we take out the leaders when they're out. I was thinking of actually going off and going hunting for them and just sort of quietly following them to wherever they're going. And try to kill off the leaders. I'm guessing as a doctor, you're probably not all that keen on that idea.
I can say that I can go with you and I can take notes, and if you so happen to accidentally throw something at them or they fall on a weapon of yours, it's nothing to do with me. I
yes.
make notes on that bit.
I see how it is. So if they accidentally fall into one of my bullets, yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Say it's a fatal wound and I just can't help them.
Yeah, tragic.
Mm.
But stuff happens.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Right. So what I'll be doing is the majority of the shooting, and you'll just have my back, maybe?
Yeah, I'll just any intel that I get, I will tell you, and I will take notes.
And I just want to remind you too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you're injured, I can help.
Okay, and I just want to remind you folks that at the mess at the dinner, Dr. Gonzalez just reminded you guys that when they were unpacking the meal of Dr. Orsini, that there was a portable radio in there. Just to remind you that so you're not completely cut off. That there is this portable radio that's been hidden in the laundry from the soldiers. Okay, and again, this is nighttime, so this is probably about 8 o'clock at night. The sun's gone down, just so you guys know. And, right before you guys had dinner, the soldiers had returned in those 3 trucks that you see. Actually, I'm going to make it 2 trucks, if you don't mind. 2 trucks. And there's about 20 to 25 of them that emptied out of the trucks. There were 2 guards that are always guarding the camp when the others leave on the trucks in the morning. That's the pattern that Dr. Gonzalez told you about. So I'm sorry, I may have forgotten to give you that information, but that's important information for you to have. So right now, all the soldiers are back. They have campfires going, and they've taken food from the mess, and it's 8 o'clock at night, so they're resting around the campfires with 2 on guard. and 4 tents that they are using. Those tents are the ones with the X's again in that green box.
Huh.
If you want to rest
Doctor?
overnight, you can, and then we can get the benefit of healing. But if you want to do nighttime shenanigans, that's open to you as well.
Well, I definitely need the rest because I am down pretty low. But, Dr. Yoke, do you know how to work a radio?
Sure. Sure. I can figure it out. I had to use a lot of tech at uni when I did medical school, so I can probably figure out a radio.
Well, in that case, it might not be a bad plan to get in contact with Caduceus headquarters and let them know what's going on, maybe. But holy crap, don't get caught.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Hopefully, if we let them know what's going on, if anything goes wrong, then they can send some people over to come help us. Give it a go.
Excellent. Yeah, cool. Well, in that case, I am going to rest. I guess I'll keep an ear open if there's anything to hear. But for the most part, I'd like my hit points back before, we face another, I don't know, serpent person wearing somebody's skin.
Great.
Okay,
Cool.
so as you guys retire for the evening, Dr. You have your own tent. You can pick a tent, any tent that you want. I don't think it really matters. Let's just pick, yeah, right over there. All right, on.
Yep.
Go. Let's just do a little round yellow circle around. That's your tent. Closest to the loo. Nope, maybe not. The loo's on the other side. And so you guys, the night passes without anything untoward happening. Let's take a look at your recovery. Kelsey, how many hit points are you down?
Quite a few.
So you
I
got
have 12
3
hit
last
points.
time because of the medical care, right?
Yeah. Let's see, 29 minus
So
12. I am down 9 points.
Okay, so just Pulp Cthulhu is a little bit more meaty, a little bit more generous when it comes to healing than regular Pulp Cthulhu. So your natural healing is increased to 2 points per day. So, do you have anything like the quick heal talent or anything like that?
Alas, no.
Okay. So yeah. So let's say you
I'll
guys.
just go up to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, I was just gonna say. So let's say if you have a good solid night of rest, you'll have those 2 hit points back, and then if you guys don't mind, just railroading you a little bit. If Doctor Yo, if you could come check on Kelsey in the morning and do a medical check or a first aid check on them. And if you succeed, then we'll do an increase of 1d4 hit points. So,
Cool.
yeah, go ahead and you hear a little tap on your tent flap, Kelsey, and it's Dr. Yo in the morning. It's about
Hi,
7
Dr. Yo.
o'clock, 7 a.m.
Hi. Good morning. I thought it'd be a good idea to do a medical check on you to see if you're okay.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Cool. How would I go about doing that, by the way?
So go into your sheet, go under skills, look up medicine, which you're very good at, and just click on the word medicine. It will roll, and we'll see the chat box.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey.
Yeah, you have a nice success. So in this case, can you go over and roll a 1d4? So on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see that toolbar. You'll see the dice icon for 1d20 dice. You mouse over it, you'll get another little menu, and it will have a d4, and you just click on the d4.
Yep, cool.
Fantastic.
Cool. I'll take an extra 2 points. Thanks.
Yes. So with the wound care that Dr. Yo's changed your wounds, your band-aids, and made sure nothing's gone septic, and you gained those extra 2 points. So where are you at now? You're at
16 out of 21. So down only 5.
That's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay. So you guys hear the kind of the bell ringing for the mess hall, and the cookies going, breakfast is ready. Dong 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 dong. Come and get it.
Whoa, breakfast it is.
And so, yeah, and so as you guys are walking towards the mess tent, you hear the sound of ignitions on those two army trucks over here. Like a vroom, 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 vroom. You hear kind of yelling and shouting by the soldiers as they load up, starting to load up the trucks for the day. And they're getting ready to depart. Now, this is part of a pattern that Dr. Gonzalez told you. They load up, they go across the river to the other side, and they do whatever they're going to do, and they return at night, and they usually leave 2 soldiers to guard their tents.
Right. What do you say, Dr. Yo? We skip breakfast and follow them.
Yeah, I think we should get quick on the tail before they go too far away.
Excellent.
How are we going to catch up with them? Should we? Is there a vehicle we can steal?
I don't know.
The 8 camp does not have any vehicles, unfortunately. No.
Well, how are you at tracking? It might take us a good chunk of the day to follow them, but
so
not bad. Yeah.
I'm just going to remind you guys that you do have the following handouts, right? Let's see here. Just want to show you.
Oh, the map?
Yeah, you should have the map that you got off Dr. Yusini's body. So this one you guys should have. So as you guys are, watching them pull away, they are going down the kind of, a track from the 8 camp to the forge, and you can kind of stand and watch the trucks as they head down the slope towards the river, towards the forge. And the trucks it's very slow work. It's not like they're going zippity zip, because it's, again, you're in a jungle. And at that forge, they are slowly going one truck at a time to kind of go through the water and get to the other side. That's easy enough to observe. Okay?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm content with just following them on foot slowly and then sneaking up on them.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Now, I just want to also remind you guys that you guys also did have the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that Ray has it, right? And I'm not sure if you are, Kelsey, if you shared this with Ray or not. Just let me know in character or out of character if you have or haven't.
Well, now that Dr. Yo's part of the party, absolutely I'll share everything.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah. So you're
Dr. Yo appreciates that.
Yeah, exactly. So Dr. Yo, you're now seeing that in this particular letter, the mission of the Caduceus Foundation is a lot different than what you just got as an aid worker here for the Red Cross, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've had time to read that, but the mission is to basically, there was a battle about 4 weeks ago, and it uncovered some kind of artifact temple, and there's information that there's a mummy in the temple, and Caduceus wants it retrieved and brought back to New York City. Also be aware that there is a level 3 threat at this particular temple, a temple guardian of some kind, and so they want you to be aware of that. But that is your job. Yeah, Kelsey and their party delivered the medical supplies, but this is a high level mission that Kelsey and Cassandra were brought into, along with why can I never remember their name? Ursini. So Kelsey's kind of like the last one of this special team that's supposed to be going into this temple to get this mummy, and you're now being recruited, Doctor Yo.
Okay. Great. Well, At least there's no specificity when it comes to killing people. So I don't have to worry about my oath that I took that I wouldn't harm people. So that's fine. And luckily I took a couple of classes on anthropology when I was in uni, so this kind of thing is very familiar to me.
Cool. I mean, the other option, I suppose, if you prefer, is we just go on the use the map of areas that they haven't searched yet and do our own searching there before they get there.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Take advantage of the time that we have. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
So Kelsey's also then showing you this map that they took off of the ambushers' leader.
Cool.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out the inscriptions. Do we know what language the inscriptions are in?
Well, Cassandra thinks the one toward the top of the map, the thing that kind of looks like a stylized 3, is the Mayan character for north.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm getting Arabic. That kind of, yeah.
But if you check out the river, it matches up to what we know of the area.
So we're heading north?
I was actually thinking of checking out the south, the outer ring southmost part that needs to be that hasn't been checked yet. But I am open. I am more than happy to go to whichever area you prefer first.
Well, if the south hasn't been checked, that means we're going to be the furthest away from the soldiers as possible if we go south. So I think that might be the safer option, considering you're slightly injured, and I'm not trained. The only training I've got is martial arts, not weapons. So yeah, I think south might be the best option. That way we don't risk getting hurt.
Okay. And if we do inadvertently run into them, what? Do we just leave?
Yes. Then I suppose we'll have to stand our ground. See what we can do.
Are you sure you're not American in your spare time?
Yeah, I've absorbed some of the ideas yet.
Can both of you give me a spot hidden check, please? So again, you just go to your main skill tab, look for spot hidden, and just click on the word and see how you roll. Nice. Hard success from Kelsey.
Oh, and I get a bonus.
That's
Make that an even harder success.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
That's right. Dr. Flo. Okay, so Kelsey, you actually, as you're kind of, stepping out, watching the soldiers and discussing the plan with Dr. Yo, you notice that the two soldiers that are normally on guard aren't there. That they actually, looks like, it appears to you anyway, that they jumped onto the trucks and left with the other contingent of soldiers.
Oh.
And if you point this out to Dr. Yo, that's going to be unusual because Dr. Yo's experience is they always left two guards.
Dr. Yo, it looks like they didn't leave guards today. What do you say we make a slight detour and check out their tents first?
That sounds good to me. This never happens. Of all this whole month that I've been here, this has never happened. So absolutely, I want to check out what they've got going on.
Can you do an intelligence roll, please, Dr. Yo?
Sure. Let me see if I can find it.
That's going to be on one of your main attributes, right by strength and constitution on the top of your sheet. Fantastic. Ooh. Actually, now that you notice that, you're recalling that only two trucks came in and normally there's three. And that's odd.
So there's a truck full of people potentially still in one of the tents or potentially still out of the camp entirely.
No. So like normally how the routine since they've come is that they have 3 vehicles filled with soldiers, 20 to 25. Last night only 2 returned. And you're making that intelligence, so that's kind of, you're remembering now, because normally you don't pay attention because you were treating Cassandra and some other patients. But you've just made that connection that something's odd, because they always left 2 soldiers to guard the base, but this morning they haven't. And they only had 2 trucks that have now left the base that you guys have watched ford the river.
Alright.
Well,
Okay.
show. I'd say we started this tent first.
Mm-hmm. Good plan. Good plan.
So just tell me how you guys are going about it. Are you being
Well,
stealthy?
first,
Or are you just walking over? I mean,
I'm just gonna walk over, but as I actually get closer, I'd like to listen, and if I hear anything, then I'd like to be stealthy about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be stealthy the whole way because I'm still worried that someone's been left behind.
okay, so let's have you both do listen checks, please.
Is that the one that just says listen on it?
You got it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ah.
Oh, crap.
Jeez.
Okay, we can't hear shit.
Yeah, you're not hearing shit, and as you approach the camp, it smells bad. There's garbage in the campfires. It's unlike anything. You've both been in different war-torn areas before, and this is definitely not military standard camp hygiene or setup. It's quite a mess, actually. And there's a chair where one of the guards usually sits, and it looks like they just left a rifle there, which no soldier would ever leave their weapon out in the open, and that's unusual. So you're going into that first tent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is the part where I'd like to be stealthy.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealth then, please. You can both roll stealth if you don't mind.
Apparently I'm downright clumsy today, thank you.
Yeah, holy not.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
God, yeah. You know,
do I get a I am a shadow. Can I get a bonus die on that?
yeah, what does shadow do again for your talents?
Reduces difficulty by 1 level or gains a bonus die at the keeper's discretion to stealth rolls.
Yeah, do a bonus die. Well, that's better.
Way better. That brings me to a success.
So what that does, right? Just so we explain for Dr. Yo, is that bonus die represents 30. So that 99 on Kelsey's fail changes to 39, which is now under the 52 mark that it needs to hit. So that's now a success. But unfortunately, Dr. Yo, go ahead, Dr. Yo. How does your failure affect Kelsey's success? Feel free, artistic license. Do what you want. Improv. It's fantastic.
And that is the sound of me falling over. Stumbling over my own feet because I may be a doctor, but it doesn't mean I'm very good acrobatically. So I fall over. There's mud everywhere because it's muddy ground. I make quite a sound, a thud on the ground. And I'm just lying there like, oh, for God's sake. I'm like, go on, me. Leave me behind. I'll keep watch just in case. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling sorry for myself on the ground covered in mud.
Kelsey, what do you do?
I'll just look at Dr. Yo and like, Yeah, you keep an eye out for anything untoward, and maybe chime out if something happens. I'm gonna hop in the tent.
Will do. Good luck.
All right, so this tent that you're going into, Kelsey, as you open up the flap and you take a smell, and there's immediately a pungent smell of body odor, of rotting flesh. There's 3 cots, and on 3 cots are laid out 3 different soldiers, and on those cots they seem to be, well, their eyes aren't open.
Are they dead?
We'll check. Do you want to check? Do you want to do first aid?
Right. I can do first aid. I can't do first aid. I don't know. They're playing dead. Do they? When I try to take the one's pulse, even though I can't take a pulse to save my life, does that soldier move?
No, they don't.
I am going to quietly go back outside and bring Dr. Yo with me in all of her mud-covered glory.
It'll add to the smell. Oh, okay. So upon seeing you come out of the tent, I'm like, oh, what happened? What did you find? That was quick.
There are 3 soldiers. They're laying there and not moving. I can't tell if they're alive or dead. Can you take a peek?
Yeah. I'll come in and check. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, and what's better for you, first aid or medicine? You can choose whichever works for you. Just go ahead and do one or the other as a check, please, Dr. Yo.
Okay. So, the one with the highest number is probably the better one to go for, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because you want to hit it or go under, and to get a success. Rolling low is good in this game. Rolling a 1 is a critical success, so you always want to roll low, as opposed to D&D where you want to roll high.
Cool. Okay, in that case, I'll go medicine. So that's quite high. Hey!
Yay! There you go.
Hey!
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, as you are checking each body, or that kind of comes to a conclusion, but as you're checking each soldier on the cot, the first 2 have died in the night. They both look like their clothes have been ripped and torn, and you can see that there's lacerations all over their chests and backs. It looks like almost like a burning whip had laid into them, into their flesh. As you come to the third person, the third soldier, there is a slight faint rising of the chest, and a slight breath coming out. They're alive. The other 2 are dead. Yeah, and they have the same kind of lacerations, and this person's on the brink of death. In fact, so far gone that there's probably nothing with a regular success. There's really nothing you can do probably to save them. It's really a matter of minutes that this person probably has left. The wounds have gone rotten and putrefied. This particular person has a very high fever and is at the gates of death's door.
I guess the best thing to do then, if they've only got minutes, is maybe to ask them where they got the wounds from, if they're conscious enough to be able to speak.
They're not conscious, but did you want to try to make them conscious? Again, you have your little medical bag of goodies.
Oh, yeah. Cool. I can rummage in my medical bag and find something.
Give me a luck roll. Yeah, give me a luck roll and see if you have them in your medical bag. Oh!
Hey!
Damn! Extreme success.
Nice.
Well done. Yeah, you can see the lower
Right.
you roll, the better your successes, right? There's regular successes, hard
Cool.
successes, and extreme successes and crit successes. That's fabulous. Whatever you want in your medical bag is in your medical bag. Go ahead.
Cool. I get some like smelling salt kind of things, and some herbs and stuff, and I put them all together so that when they smell it, they gain consciousness and lucidness for a couple of minutes, so that they can remember what they saw.
Okay.
With clarity, and I'm going to ask them what they saw, what happened to give them those wounds, so that we can find out what they were doing and what we're up against, creature-wise.
Okay. So as his eyes flutter open in the glassiness, and he's like, "Mama, I see like a way, amiga, look." Anybody speak Spanish?
I've got a little bit.
Hey.
Give me a Spanish roll. Anyone that speaks Spanish.
Not this kind of Spanish, apparently.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's
I can't do Spanish.
Can't do Spanish.
Can we like grab one of the other aid workers who is bilingual or multilingual?
Sure.
Or is he just not going to be conscious that
Yeah,
long?
you know what? Because Dr. Flo had extreme luck for sure. Kelsey, if you want to run out and grab an aid worker while the doctor's tending the soldier, you can definitely pull in. We had Sergio, I think, was one of the ones that was in the mill train that you're familiar with from hiking the last 2 days with.
Oh, I'll go grab. Whoever's closest to can translate. I'll just grab them and haul them into the tent because
Okay.
everybody wants to be in this stinky tent strewn with trash and body odor.
There we go. Sergio.
Right,
Hey.
Sergio. Yeah. Can you listen and translate for us, please?
Of course, I can, of course. Oh my god. And the smell, and he just like, you can see him kind of turn green around the gills as he enters the tent, and he kneels down next to the soldier, and he's leaning in closely because the soldier's speaking in whispers. Let's see, he says, mama, and he's saying something like the horror, the black horror, and he's like, something like, what else is he saying? And he's listening closely, and the soldiers, tortilla, taco, un pino agua, por favor. And Sergio's like, he's saying like the horror coming out and swallowing, eating all of us, eating the horror. And that's all Sergio can make out of this mumble jumble of delirious Spanish coming out of this guy.
Can we ask Sergio to ask the soldier where the horror was, like where they were at the time?
Sergio nods and then whispers gently into the dying soldier's ear the question. The soldier goes, the well. Sergio translates that for you. The deep well.
Deep well. Okay.
Well. Okay. How long does the soldier have left?
Not very long, but you rolled pretty good for your luck, so.
Okay.
What direction is the well from here?
Okay, so Sergio would lean in and go, where is this well in Spanish to him? And the soldier will say, the river, other side of the river. Careful at night. Comes out. And then he does this little gasp and a light sigh. And he's gone.
Okay.
Now other side of river. Okay.
Well, I guess because he's passed, the right thing to do would be like put a cloth over his face. Just, I know he's a soldier, but it's still dignity, you know. So I'll go do that.
Cool. Can I take a poke around? I'll thank Sergio so he can get out of the stench. But meanwhile, I'd like to poke around the tent and see if there's anything else of note in here.
Yeah, Sergio will stand up and say, Dr. Yo, I'll go get some other aid workers and we'll remove the bodies and we'll prepare them for the...
Thanks, Sergio.
Yeah, Cece. No problem. And he goes off.
Whoa, Sergio. Maybe we shouldn't remove the bodies. The other soldiers might be angry about that.
See. Okay.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
And they'll know we've been in the tent. Good thinking.
Yeah. Sergio's like, do I you want me to vamoose or do I stay? Do I?
You can go, but I'm thinking that maybe you shouldn't let anybody else I mean, looking is fine, but maybe don't mess with anything in any of these tents.
I see.
Because the soldiers would be upset by that.
See.
But
We will. How about we will wait until you come back to the hospital and give us further directions as to what you want done. But I will warn everybody at the hospital not to come near the camp. Well, we don't come near the damn soldiers anyway. So, but we will. Yeah. But I will let them know, and we will wait for you to come and tell us if you need anything further.
Yeah, are you and Dr. Yo, are you trying to cover up all of the dead ones, or just the one that just passed?
I might just put a cloth over all of them to make it look like if anyone has been in here, it's just a medical person who then just covered it up after noticing they died.
I still think that's kind of a risk. I mean, we can get away with one or two, and then we could just claim that the other one did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, in that case, yeah, do that. That's a good idea.
But for now, I still want to poke around and see if there's anything else in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a spot hidden then.
Yes, please.
Hard success.
Okay, in this tent. I mean, oh yeah. So again, and again, just for learning, right? Because you have keen vision, right? That's what we're using that talent. That 8 would be at 80. So that would be a fail from the bonus die. So you take the better, which is the lower, which is the 30. And so with a hard success, in this tent, you're examining, like, I mean, there's just cots with the soldiers, the three cots, three soldiers' bodies. As you're kind of checking their bodies to see, you getting a better view of these burning whip like lashes all over their bodies. You also see that, as you check their shoes and everything, like there's no kits or chests in this particular tent to really find. It's just like it looks like it's just a makeshift where they put the wounded. And so you see that their feet are all blistered and worn, that they're a bit emaciated. They don't look like they've been being fed well, and those wounds are something that you've never seen before. And actually, if we could get Dr. Yo to also do a spot hidden check, as or or a medical check, because we're looking at the state of the bodies.
Cool. Yeah. Medical check. So medicine.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh! God damn. Well, that's all right. I mean, Kelsey got a strong enough.
She hasn't had her breakfast.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. She hasn't had the coffee. Skip breakfast, Kelsey says. All right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. I see how it is. If Dr.
Yeah.
Yo doesn't get her coffee, she's not all that useful.
Gone.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's all that you can really find in this first tent. It's basically the cots, the dead bodies, and the condition of the soldiers is pretty much the key thing.
Suppose we could head over to the next one of the other tents because we didn't find anything here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one over. This one.
Okay. Just tell me if you're doing anything special, or if you're sneaking over, or you're.
I will try to be sneaky. Let's see how successful I am.
Yay! Let's do some stealth rolls. So don't forget.
Oh God damn! So how would you like to do this? Would you, as I am a shadow and can't make a stealth roll to save my life, would you like to reduce the level of difficulty or give me a bonus die?
Go ahead and do a bonus die, but don't forget. And just remind you, because I always forget when I'm playing. Dr. Yo, make sure you check off the little round circle by medicine because you succeeded. And also make sure, Kelsey, you're checking off your spot hidden, because those would be things that will improve next round for your successful rolls on those, okay?
Yep, I've already got my checks, so I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll the
yeah.
bonus die and see if you can get out of that crappy stealth roll.
No.
Nope, it's all crap. It's all just crap. Go ahead, Dr. Yo, give me a stealth roll.
My attempt at being stealthy has led me to do like the spider dance because I encountered one.
To be fair, the camp is really muddy, so I don't blame you.
There you go. Exactly.
Hard to be stealthy in a muddy camp. Yeah.
Did you want to do a stealth roll too,
so
Dr. Yo?
Yeah.
Oh! Get all your shit rolls out now. This is fine. Okay. So you guys think you're stealthy, but you're not, obviously.
And we can't hear anything either from earlier, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, can I hear anything in the tent before I enter?
You can do a listen check, but let me just say, with the fail on your stealth, you slip and slide, and you tumble into the edge of the tent. Lovely Dr. Yo slips and slides with you. You grab onto each other for support, and you crash into the tent, and you knock over the tent pole, so the tent is now half collapsed.
Oh.
Crap. Guess we're gonna have to put it back up. Or make up something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're putting up the tent. We're putting the tent back up. So, do I need to make any checks for putting the tent back together?
No, let's just say it's fairly simple, and you do it, but it does take some time. And there's a couple people at the hospital that are have noticed that you guys have done that. And there's a couple of them coming out with their coffee, and they're kind of watching you guys. And there's one of the nurse.
What, are we the floor show then?
Yes, pretty much. They're all standing there with their coffees, having cigarettes, watching you guys. They're waving. The Gertrude, the nurse, is like waving. Yo-ho! Do you need any help, love? Do you need any help, love?
No. We can use some applause though.
All right, okay. Right. They all put their cigarettes in this. Give you a polite round of applause. Jolly good.
I might want to steal someone's coffee though.
Right, Cookie's got the brew on, Dr. Yo. But they're just give us a shout. They wave. Just give us a shout if you need anything, love.
Thank you.
Right. So anyway, now that the tent is back up, can I stick my nose in and see if there's anything to be seen?
Yeah, and this is tent number 2, and no, there's just empty cot, disarray, very messy. It stinks again. It looks like the men had a bucket in the corner that they were relieving themselves in. It's kind of gross. Nice. You could do a spot hidden though.
So long as I don't examine the chamber pot too closely, it's all good.
Yeah. And Dr. Yo, if you want to do a spot hidden too, feel free.
Cool. I'll give it a bash. Oh.
Jesus. Well,
I do have the
yeah.
keen vision, so I am re-rolling or rolling a bonus. So that brings me to a
That
success and not a critical failure.
Okay, yeah, you just find there are a couple canteens lying around with like empty like garbage is all over the floor. And let's see here. That's about it, really. Just the empty cots, blankets on the ground, total disarray, and a couple old canteens.
Great.
I mean, the only thing that does tell us is they're not keeping their place like a normal soldier would. So that tells me that they're not regular like soldiers being called in. Are they mercenaries or something? Have they been hired for this specifically, like externally? Because they're not looking after their quarters very well.
Well, I'm not really hung out with any of them, really, but I'm kind of gotta wonder if maybe they're not all there mentally,
Yeah.
or
So why would they?
or
Why would
possibly
people?
being controlled.
Or something. They're very expendable by the looks of it.
Yeah. Nobody who wants long-lived henchlings treat them like this.
Yeah. So they're being sent out basically as expendable bodies. So that must mean that the people that are sending them out know that like it's not worth, you know, sending out people who are going to be like a huge loss if they die. They know that there's no chance of winning against whatever they've sent them against.
Or that they will win, just it's gonna come with a big body count.
All that, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm ready to move on to tent number 3.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that. And I hope we don't crash into it.
Right. So I'm going to try to be stealthy again.
Cool.
Wow. Okay.
Oh
Whoa. All right.
Okay. That changes it to a fucking critical success then.
Yes, it does, because the 0 replaces the 60, so that's a 1 with a crit success. Go ahead and narrate it however you like.
After my previous failures and slipping in the mud, I cannot handle like being the laughing stock of various doctors and nurses who have nothing better to do than gawk at us with their coffee. So I just sort of become one with the shadows and slide into the tent, nice and quiet. And I, if I can, I'd like to bring Dr. Yo with me and hope that my critical can mask any dexterous failings that she might have.
Sure. So with that, we'll have Dr. Yo have a successful stealth as well. We'll have the critical cover both of you, and you silently slip into that third tent. Go ahead and give me spot hidden rolls, both of you, to see what you see. Oh, okay. Yay.
Mm.
So, Kelsey, what you guys find is this tent is refreshingly different. It has 3 cots, but these cots are well made, textbook made. You could bounce a quarter off the blankets. In fact, they don't look like they were slept in at all. There also is a makeshift desk, a field desk, and there are 2 trunks. There's one of the trunks is locked, and the other one is open. And the open one has several boxes of ammunition for handguns and for rifles.
Well, Dr. Yo, if you want to examine the desk for details, I'm going to break out my lockpicks and see what's in trunk number 2. So, can I pick the lock?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a lock check. Nice. Okay, as you definitely unlock the lock on the trunk, it opens up, and then you see that there is a bunch of papers, orders, an ID, and a journal, and also some, anything that would come with a regiment of soldiers, right? So these papers confirm that this is an actual authentic regiment from, or part of a regiment from the Bolivian army. That it lists a Captain Lefantes as the commanding officer. That there is a Sergeant Angio. Let me spell that because I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Angulo. And that the third officer is a Lieutenant Rodriguez. And there's, just in the journal and everything, it lists those three officers for this company of men. That they were.
Wait a second. La Fuentes, you said?
Yes.
Isn't that the dog tags that I have listed in? Why, yes, it is. I have his dog tags. So that's the guy that I killed in the other day. Yesterday.
Now, my question is, in character, do you let Dr. Yo know that it was a reptilian or not? In character.
I figured that Dr. Yo might like to hear this sitting down, so not here.
Okay.
Good idea.
Possibly, they also might like, I don't know, scotch, whiskey, rum. I don't know. What do you drink, Dr. Yo?
All of those in one.
There you go.
All of them put
Okay.
together.
Okay. Make Dr. Yo a gravedigger. Not a problem.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. I'm not gonna mention that to Dr. Yo until we're not here. Just, in case.
okay, so in character, Dr. Yo doesn't have that information just yet. You also, as you're reading through the journal, Kelsey, you notice that all the entries are textbook, very neat handwriting for the last 2 months. So, again, we're in March, I think we're about March 18th, 1933. That 4 weeks ago, everything's textbook. It talks about maneuvers and orders from headquarters to reposition the company of men. And then it talks about likely a battle to be held and on the other side of the river that you take note of, the longitude and latitude, and preparations for that battle. And then after the battle, an accounting of wounded, a tally of who died, and there's a little jar where it looks like the Captain Lefantes had collected dog tags for those men that were dead on the battleground. And then it looks like a few days after the battle, there are no further entries. So that takes you about two weeks ago, which would coincide with when the soldiers appeared at the aid camp. But there are no more entries after the post-battle entry.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Okay, and then if we could just have Dr. Yo, who's examining the desk, just give me a spot hidden, please. You suck. But what you do find, what you do find is that the desk is neat and tidy. Actually, that there's a kit that has, it's a wooden kit that you open it up and it has pens and pencils and writing materials in it, neatly kept. Everything is neat and clean. And you do find that in that open trunk, spare sets of clothes that are clean uniforms, officers' uniforms. That, you know, much different than the other tents. Everything in here is neat, tidy, clean, but also looking like it hasn't been really used. Like the beds don't look like they've been slept in, that sort of thing. So with a fail, that's all I can give you with those.
Well, from the fact that we've seen that only like 2 trucks appeared, I guess Dr. Yo can only piece together that maybe the people in this tent were in the 3rd truck. And that's probably why they haven't come back. That's what she's going to assume.
Right. Shall we move on to the final tent?
Yep. Guess we got to be quick because of the time we spent knocking over the tent and putting it back together.
Yes, we should be quick. Okay,
Again,
I would like to sneak.
Okay, go ahead. We'll do the usual. Start off with you with your bonus die.
Because apparently I'm that bad that I need it. Oh yeah.
Whoa, yeah. Damn. That
And
still
57
fell.
still isn't a success.
Still
Well, that
not a
just
success.
blows.
You want to give it a go, Dr. Yo?
Stealth.
Yes,
I
please.
can guess it's not going to end well.
Oh, please, both of you. Paint me a picture with how this goes.
It's the mud again. I just slip and slide and end up like screeching a lot as I am trying to like get footing and then falling into Dr. Yo, and by the time I get stood up and firm again, Dr. Yo falls into me and like and I think we're between the two of us we're wearing most of the mud in this jungle.
At least it'll mask the scent of all the tents nearby. Yeah, basically I fall over upon crashing into Kelsey and completely, face plant on the floor.
Yeah, so as we're slipping and sliding, is there anything to hear in the tent?
Go ahead and do listen checks then. Anyone who wants to do it.
Hey, I got something. Extreme success for me.
Yay! Yes.
Oh no! Wait, I rolled twice. How did I do that? Sorry.
That's okay. We'll take the
We'll
first
just
one.
take the first one.
Take the first one. Yeah, you don't hear anything coming from the tent. No breathing, no nothing, no snoring, no nothing. Nada. Make sure you mark that as a success on your sheet.
I did, thank you.
Okay.
And yeah, so right. So inside tent number 4, is there anything exciting to see?
Oh, nice.
25 turns that into a hard success, I believe.
Yes. Okay, so as you move in here, you actually find a big wooden crate. And inside that crate, the crate says, the word rifles in Spanish. And there's a couple more rifles. There's like 2 rifles that remain there. It looks like the rest have been emptied and taken out, and the soldiers took them with them. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in there for you. There's also maybe 1 box of ammo. And that's all. In that tent.
All right. Good to know. I am not going to mess with it. Besides, I've got the did I take who took what from last time? I took the shotgun? No. I took the rifle and an extra magazine from before. Anyway, yeah, as we since there's nothing else to see in here, I'm going to grab Dr. Yo and we're going to get the hell out of here. Preferably just in case the soldiers decide to like make their way back early or something today.
Okay.
So,
but I just want to check with Dr. Yo, because looking at your weapons, Dr. Yo, you have a cane sword, you have a switchblade knife, a 32 automatic, and you also know kung fu. Because you're Michelle Yeoh, of course. or her ancestor. So did you want to take a rifle and a box of ammunition for a rifle, or not? Do you feel you're adequately armed? Because it's up to you. It's there for the taking if you want it.
I might take it with me just in case.
Okay.
Just in case. I'm reluctant to use it, but I'll take it with me.
Okay, so you're gonna. If you could just add to your. So hit edit mode, and go into combat, and then hit the little plus sign, and just trying to get the stat here for you. You're gonna add.
Speaking of which, what do I have the same kind of rifle?
So the rifle, if you guys want to know about it, is
there's a rifle here, or at least one rifle here, and then there's the rifle I took from the fight yesterday.
Yeah, and they're gonna match up because it's so that's the type
they're the
of
same.
rifle.
So they're 303s. Cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put the damage, so you can just cut and paste the damage into the damage column. The range is 110 yards. One attack. They have a magazine of 10 bullets. And a malfunction at 96. Okay.
Cool.
So, and then once you get that in there, just unclick the edit mode, and then you get back into the play mode. And you now have that. You have the box of ammo that you took, and you might want to just put that under your possessions tab, Dr. Yo, is a box that has 40 remaining bullets. Yeah. And then, Kelsey, do you have any extra ammo that you picked up? Because this might be a good time for you to pick up some.
No, I had the extra magazine. Can I assume that there were bullets in said magazine?
That magazine's going to have 10 bullets. But if you want to pick up a box of replacement bullets for those magazines, you can pick up a box of 50.
Sure.
Okay.
I will take a box of 50, even though I am a terrible shot with a rifle, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll learn eventually.
We'll learn eventually, yes. All right, so you've kind of seen all that you can see here. Oh, sorry. Could I also have Dr. Yo do a spot hidden in this tent? Oh, it's a big failure.
No.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Kelsey, I'm going to add to your success, which was, was that an extreme success for you or a hard success?
It was a hard.
So with the hard, I'm going to add to it and say there was another crate. And as you open that crate, there seems to be some supplies and tools for the big trucks. So it looks like just some serviceable parts, and there's a toolkit and a satchel for some of the parts for the truck. Does either one of you guys have any mechanical skill?
A little, I think. Maybe. Hang on, let me swap over. Nope, not a damn thing. Dr. Yo, do you have any?
Mechanical repair 10.
Oh, you've got the base skill too.
Okay.
So that would be a big honking no between the two of us.
Okay.
But I know where the extra bits are, just in case we need them for later.
Yep. Okay. So then you know that that's there if you need it for later. So make a note of that. Okay, great. And that's pretty much all. Anything else you guys want to do in this camp?
Well, I wanted to take Dr. Yo away from these tents. Maybe we can, go avail ourselves of the showers to deal with the mud that we've acquired. And I figured that would be a fabulous place to tell Dr. Yo about Captain Lafuentes' dog tags and the fact that, he was kind of a serpent person in his spare time, or most recently, or, that it kind of lines up with the firefight they were in like 2 weeks or so ago, and the fact that there were no further entries, and then they ended up here.
Okay, so as you're showering away, I keep thinking of the classic television show MASH with their tent showers with multiple stalls in them. Dr. Yo, give me a sanity check for what you're hearing. You're hearing about reptilian men with reptilian flesh under human flesh. Go ahead, give me a sanity check, please.
Great.
And wearing human skin, all of that.
Oh, you succeed.
Barely, but so she's
Wow.
a little shocked, but it's not settled in properly. Okay.
Yes. No, without again, you're from China. There's mythology about different beings in China that are part of your cultural heritage. So this doesn't totally surprise you. You take only you lose 1 point of sanity. If you had failed, you would have rolled a 1d4. So just edit and move your sanity down 1, because it's one thing to hear it as a cultural myth or a legend. It's another to have it confirmed that reptilian creatures or humanoids exist. Okay, so that's a lot to take in as you're showering up. And
Casual, conversation.
yeah, pass the Irish Spring soap, please. Oh, we like it too. Fresh, invigorating soap. There you go. Getting the mud out.
Right. And once we are clean, I would like to see if we can't figure out where the soldiers have gone, and maybe figure out where this deep well was, because if they had an encounter there, they probably went back to it. So, and come to think of it, Dr. Yo, they encountered something pretty obnoxious, and the letter said something about a temple guardian. So maybe that's what they've encountered.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Yeah. Yep. And it was the other side of the river. Is it daytime currently?
Yeah.
They did say be careful at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you guys started it, you started at 7 a.m. with the checking the wound and the healing part. I'd say you're probably up to 9 o'clock by the time your shower's over. And as you guys are leaving the showers with your clean clothes on, Dr. Gomez approaches you and says, oh, good, there you are. Sergio told me that there's 3 dead soldiers in one of the tents, and that he was waiting for you to give the A-OK to do something with those, because obviously it's a health risk to have rotting corpses this close to the hospital. So, Dr. Yo.
Actually, come to think of it, we're not sure if the soldiers are going to be back and if they're going to be upset by us dealing with their dead. But I guess the real question is, do you have something that you can put back into those beds that can pass muster as a faux corpse?
Dr. Gomez gives you this look like, excuse me? No, no. I am in charge of this camp, and we're not having rotting corpses. My priority is the health and safety of this camp.
Fine. If you want to explain it to the soldiers when they get back, be my guest.
I will. She says, I have
Okay.
my priority is not having contagion that close to the hospital. We'll take care of it. And the other thing is, we can't get this damn radio working. Kelsey,
Oh.
do you?
Yeah, I'll take
Because
a peek at it.
Yeah, we need to. There's some things that we need to be able to communicate with base camp in Paraguay.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Though actually, I thought Dr. Yo is pretty decent at figuring these things out.
Dr.
Sure, yeah.
yes, please do. It's in the laundry room. As I've told you before, we're going to keep it hidden in the laundry room, away from the soldiers. They're not that clean and tidy. It's the last place they'll look.
Okay.
Yes, well, our muddy clothes have to go someplace, so we might as well, take our muddy clothes over and
Right. And Miguel, the cook, is keeping breakfast warm for you and some coffee warm for you as well.
oh, fantastic.
Great.
But first, if you don't mind, Dr. Yo, I'd like to try the radio first.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm getting
Cool.
coffee while you're doing the radio.
All right. And Dr. Gomez retreats back to the hospital and gathers a team, and they're going to go get the
Electrical
bodies.
repair.
Yeah.
Electrical repair.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
see if you know how to work the radio. So yeah, that's going to be electrical repair, just working the
I've
radio.
got some in it. I don't have a ton.
Yeah, for sure.
What have you? Same.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Yeah, apparently I am. I tried to raise the antenna and then I put it into my eye, and
Oh.
I'll just like sit in the corner and look pathetic and wait for Dr. Yo.
Oh, dude, I'm right behind you because like I've only got 45. Oh, I did it. Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All
So
right, in that case,
you're like, like obviously your experience with the Chinese military, you're a little bit more familiar with these kinds of portable radio packs. So I mean, you just think about I don't know if you've seen Saving Private Ryan, but it's a backpack portable shortwave radio, right? So you're able to kind of set it up on the table where people are fold, usually would fold, and you're tuning it and getting the frequency, and you're putting the headset on, and yeah, you get a clear, strong signal. The lights are all green for Dr. Yo. What do you want to do? What do you want to say? Role play that.
Oh, okay. So it's working. I guess you do the old. Can anybody hear me? Check if anyone can hear me on the other side.
Well, just remember, you're calling the base camp in Paraguay at the airstrip from whence Kelsey and the mule train came forth.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, in
Yeah.
that case, do we want to tell them that Cassandra's been hit and is in the hospital tent?
Well, just yeah, for sure. So you hear some. So as you're kind of tuning to the frequency, and you're calling, Paraguay base camp. This is the Red Cross International Aid Station, right? You'd be doing something like that, right? Yes.
Cool.
No? Yeah. You hear some static. This is Paraguay Station. We hear you. Come in, aid camp.
Cool. Cool. To give you an update, one of our team members, Cassandra, has been injured. So now Cassandra is in the hospital tent, and my name's Dr. Flo, and I will be going with Kelsey in place of Cassandra now. Yeah.
Okay, there's more static, and a different voice comes on. Dr. Yo, this is Quentin Shapiro. Please repeat. Cassandra is down. Where is Dr. Ursini? Can you put Dr. Ursini on the line, please? In the static.
Well, unfortunately, we have some sad news to tell you. The doctor, unfortunately, was shot yesterday, and it didn't end well. She has passed.
There's a brief pause, and then Shapiro's voice comes back on the line. That's unfortunate. Is Kelsey there with you?
Yep. I can pass you over.
Kelsey, this is Quentin Shapiro.
Hi.
You'll have to take over team lead position, Roger.
I do. Good to know. Thank you. I'll do my best.
Did Ursini, was he able to explain to you the nature of your mission?
Oh, hey, what?
No, she wasn't. But we do have her letters and whatnot, so I have a decent idea of what the mission is.
All right. So, essentially, if Dr. Yo is abidable by it and can aid you in pursuing your mission, it is of the highest priority. Dr. Yo will be giving you, Caduceus will be giving you danger pay if you choose to assist Kelsey in this particular mission.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll go to help because I can't leave Kelsey to go by themselves. Oh, yeah. I'll do it.
I appreciate your willingness, Dr. Yo. Now, this is obviously all confidential information, and I do expect the highest degree of consideration in that. This should not be spread around. This is not common knowledge. The other medical staff at the aid camp are unaware of this particular mission. Do you both understand?
Of course, yeah.
Well, you've probably ascertained by now, especially if you've read the letter or mission instructions to Dr. Ursini, that Caduceus does more than provide humanitarian aid. Our teams also seek out threats against humanity, and we deal with them. You are one such team, and again, I appreciate you're under dire circumstances. Ursini was supposed to explain all this to you, but I guess there's no other choice. Obviously, on this radio communication, it's not secure, but I will tell you this: on March 4th, an artillery shell hit a site of interest near that aid camp you are now in. Some kind of ancient guardian was released and may still be at large. We don't know what it is, but we consider it to be dangerous, so be careful. We're interested in what this guardian is protecting, and we believe you will find a temple in the local area, and inside that temple, you will find a mummy. Your job is to bring that mummy back to us, alive. Do you understand?
Alive?
Alive.
Okay.
Yes.
Curious use of the term alive, but sure.
Yes, and what if the alive mummy decides it doesn't want to join us? Would you prefer dead or not returned at all?
We would prefer alive because that mummy, we believe, has information about a larger threat to humanity. A larger threat that we need that information to prepare humanity to defend itself.
We'll try, but if the mummy can't be subdued, we'll bring it to you dead.
Do the best to try and secure it alive. Dead is no use to us. It's the information it holds. Yes, it's the information it holds.
If all else fails, I'll attempt interrogating the mummy. As bizarre a statement as that is.
Right you are. Right you are. Also, be aware that we have limited resources at the airfield. I'm waiting the return of our clipper, but it may be possible for us in the next couple of days to arrange an airdrop if you need supplies. I'm just waiting for it to return from Rio de Janeiro on a supply run. But hopefully we'll be able to be helpful in the way if you do need an airdrop. Do you copy?
Excellent. Yes, copy. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me?
We're probably
No.
chasing a mummy, but sure.
No, go hunting for a mummy. Yeah, I'm good for now. Thanks.
Just remember, this mummy is the key to the defense of humanity against some unknown, I don't want to say alien, but some unknown threat to the world at large. You do good work here, protecting all of us. So be careful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Did you want to talk to Dr. Gomez?
Dr. Gomez is well, does she need
About
anything?
I don't know. This would be just about standard camp stuff. So
You can put her
I wasn't
on,
sure.
but I do advise if you leave camp, perhaps take this radio with you so that you can keep in touch with us. This mission is
Okay.
high priority, and it may not sound the kindest or most compassionate, but this mission supersedes that of the Red Cross aid camp. Is that
Good to
understood?
know. Yes, we understand. Um, I will go grab Dr. Gomez, and I'll be right back. And I grab Dr. Gomez. I cannot grab Dr. Gomez, but I will flail wildly.
Is this Dr. Gomez? No, it's a different
No, Dr.
doctor.
Gomez is over there.
By the tents.
Oh, yeah, she's taking care of the thing. Yeah, so if you let her know that the radio's working and she can now use it, then she'll come and she'll make her report and she'll make her, while you're there, helping her operate the radio, Dr. Yo. Um, Sapiro will say in front of you to Dr. Gomez that they will, when their plane comes back, they will arrange an airdrop to drop a secondary radio to them. But this radio is for your purposes, Kelsey, and Dr. Gomez will have to wait till they can airdrop a second one to the aid camp. But he will take their supply requests and the report and make it very clear that this radio is for you folks.
Right. I'll just be adding that radio to my possessions then.
Certainly. And do you want Dr. Flo to give you a quick lesson on how to use it?
Sure. That'd probably be.
Okay, roll a 1d10.
Yeah.
Roll a 1d10.
So I go over to the D10. Oh, I know you've done it.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
So, and Dr. Flo, can you roll 1d10 as well?
Yeah. So I go over to the thing, I find the D10, and I just click that, right?
Yep, you betcha.
Cool.
Great.
Hey.
Because you guys have kind of fiddled around with this and experimented and kind of made yourself familiar with this unit, you will each add, Kelsey will add 8 to their electrical repair, and Dr. Flo, you can add 7 to your electrical repair. Because you fiddled around with it for, let's say that's taken at least an hour and a half, and you're now at lunchtime, 12 noon. And haven't had your coffee yet. The mess is just setting up lunch.
Don't worry, I'm sure that there'll be lunch coffee available. But either way, come on, Flo. Let's get you caffeinated. Come on.
Right. So as you guys head over to the mess camp, you stand in line to get your lunch. People are much happier with the resupply that you've brought in. And as you sit down and there's a lot of talk and questions about the dead soldiers and all the doctors and nurses are just doing shop talk. I've never seen that kind of wound before, the lashing wound that cuts right down to the bone. And as you're eating with them, and it's some kind of good stew with fresh vegetables, and all of a sudden the tent and the ground around you rocks. And I hope you guys have your sound on roll 20 on, because the ground shakes and everyone starts and people are like jump underneath the table, and Dr. Gomez is like grabbing onto the table and holding it. What in God's name was that?
Are we in a tectonically unstable area?
No,
this place was known for earthquakes.
Not at all, and everyone's just shocked. One of the doctors is grabbing onto Dr. Yo, like squeezing your arm, Dr. Yo, like trying to hold steady, like never. Oh my God, and there's a bit of hysteria.
That was kind of disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Could it have been an explosion?
Or was it something otherworldly? Have we just the Guardian?
Gomez isn't quite paying attention to you. She's running around and checking. See, are you all right? It's fine. Everything will be fine. It seems whatever it was, it's settled down. Everyone, calm down. Is anyone hurt? Is anybody harmed? Right? And there's a couple people like slowly standing to their feet after hiding under this table, very cautiously. Everyone's quite spooked by what's just happened.
Is it worth checking if everyone's all right? Like, a little
Yes.
medical check on everybody.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Cow.
Nice. Yeah, so far it's just shock and fear. Nothing. A couple scratches. That's about it. Everyone seems fine.
Well, that sounds easy to deal with. I'm going to get behind the counter in the mess tent and figure out where the chocolate is, and I'm going to start passing out chocolate to folks.
There you go. Dr. Yo, can you give me a listen check?
Listen, yeah.
Yeah.
Bam.
Oh, not
no.
good. Kelsey, you give me a listen check.
I can do that. But I would prefer to listen to the chocolate bars, but let's see what else is going on.
Okay, I'm gonna use
just a hard success. I didn't mean to double click. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Either one is good. So I'm using listen in a different way than it's traditionally used at. Because of both of your experiences, I want you to see if you can reconcile that sound. And Dr. Flo could not, but Kelsey, you are of the opinion that sound was not an earthquake. That sounded like an explosion of some sort. You bet your last Hershey bar on it.
Yes, this probably is the age when they weren't putting so much wax in Hershey bars. So exciting. But anyway, one digresses. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Dr. Yo, I don't really think that was an earthquake. I think that was an explosion.
Right. Can you distinguish what may have caused it, or like what direction that explosion came from?
I'm not so sure. Does a hard success get me either of that?
Well, let's say you got the extreme success. Just for fun. Why not, right? Why not?
As you will.
So if
make up for our stealth fail.
Yeah, if you guys leave the mess tent and you go and you stand at say this end of the aid camp, you can have a clear view of the river that the soldiers cross at the ford. And yeah, you see smoke billowing out over the horizon at some spot in the jungle that's to the northwest of you. So again, probably good for us to quickly look at the map if we have the map. Where's the map? Let's just quickly. So as far as looking at the map, it would be the Nade camp would be in the northwest. You can see a plume of smoke over the ceiling, like the canopy of the jungle.
So maybe where the Annan region is?
The N in yes region.
Okay, great.
You can also
I don't know.
see actually. You can also see across the ford that there is you didn't see it early in the morning because of the early morning light, but you see that there is damage. And Kelsey, you recall from reading the officer's journal that was the site, likely the site that the journal was speaking of, that there was a battle earlier this month, a couple weeks ago. Right? And you see it marked on the map. So you put two and two together quite easily.
So site of battle is site of explosion.
Nope. Nope. The explosion is up in region by the end.
Oh, okay. What do you say we go toward where the explosion is?
Yeah, because it also matches up with what the soldier said earlier about crossing the river.
Yeah,
Could.
so...
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Right, but before we go across the river, can we have a bio break perchance?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I wasn't keeping track of time. Okay, yes. Please have 5 minutes, okay? Or do you need longer?
5 minutes is plenty. I'll be right back.
Okay, great. We'll see you guys in 5 minutes.
That's fab.
Awesome.
Anyone back yet? I'll take that as a resounding no.
Okay, I'm back. Just had to make a
Hi.
smoothie because it's hot
Smoothies are
today.
important.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. How hot is it there?
Not as hard as you guys. It's only like 28.
Ah,
But
I
it's
see.
the
Is
smoke
that
that's a bit of a pain in the ass. So thank God I have an air purifier from those stupid forest fires.
uh yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you do.
Do you have one of those?
Too.
Yeah, they're great. But
Yeah, it would be better if I didn't have in-window air conditioners.
yeah. That's what I have too. Although mine doesn't quite fit at this apartment. But yeah.
Yeah, neither of mine do. You can still see a little bit of light around them, and I'm pretty sure during smoke season that's where most of the smoke coming in comes from.
Oh, I bet.
But also, my complex has I'm not exactly sure how many units, but bottom line is my landlord does not remove the air conditioners ever. They just stay there until the air conditioner dies and then he replaces it.
Oh.
So, yeah. And even so, this time of the year, I wouldn't want, even if there were smoke, I wouldn't let go of the air conditioner.
Right. No, it's kind of essential in this day and age.
Yeah, it pretty much is. And I think next time I change apartments, I'm going to have to go for something with central air conditioning so I don't have to deal with it.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I think it's really the only option because, I mean, I've mentioned previously how much time I've been down with migraines before from the smoke here.
Yeah. It's very bad
Which
here.
is which is why I'm very glad that it's not happening to me this year or yet.
Yeah. Well, pray to the goddess of the wind. All
Well,
right.
I'm glad there's no smoke where I am. I'm in the UK, so I don't have to worry about it too much.
Are you guys dealing with a heat wave?
We did have one. We've got storms at the moment for no reason. It was really hot, like in the 30s, and now it's like 30 like Celsius, and now it's a storm, but for no reason.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
thunderstorms.
that must be cooling it off a little bit for you, though. Hey.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually. It's like 14 degrees Celsius right now, so it's actually kind of a
I'm deeply envious. Oh
Very
my god.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 39 degrees here today.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yikes. Yikes.
And it's not even the hot part of the year yet.
Oh my god.
Usually we're in like the low to mid 40s when it gets really hot here.
Jeez.
But again, you're Fahrenheit and Ray and I are
No,
Celsius.
Yeah.
no. I'm using Celsius.
Really?
One of
Celsius.
my thermometer got stuck in Celsius, so I figured, I might as well learn some metric while it's here. So for hotter temperatures, I'm pretty good at estimating Celsius fairly well.
Holy crap! So you guys are that's like Vegas temperatures. That's not good.
Yeah, it's really fucking hot here. I object.
Yeah.
I don't recall offhand what it actually was in Celsius. That one time about 2 years ago, it hit 127. What is that, like 52, 53 Celsius?
Wow.
It
Minus
was.
2, yeah.
I usually, when it comes to converting from Fahrenheit, I just know the benchmark. So 30 is 86. And for all subsequent temperatures, I add, for each degree of Fahrenheit, I add 2 for Celsius. Is it 2? It's 2 one way or the other. Regardless, it makes sense in my head. How's that?
All right, let's continue on.
Go to school for math. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go toward that explosion, or at least attempt to be as stealthy as humanly possible.
Okay.
Oh god. With our luck.
So let's just be clear. There are backpacks available from the aid camp supplies. Did you guys want to pack anything other than what you already have? obviously, I think someone's going to be carrying the radio. Are you taking the radio? You don't have to listen to this Quentin Shapiro. He's only the team lead at the Paraguay Air Base. So,
Take it just in case.
up to you guys.
Yeah, I already listed it as part of my pack, so I am good taking the radio. Other than what I already have listed, water, definitely water.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking that.
And maybe a tent in case we get caught out and can't get back to the aid camp.
Dr. Yo, are you okay with carrying a portable tent? And we both have
Yes.
a canteen of water?
Yeah. I can carry the tent and the water, yeah. That's fine.
Fantastic.
Okay, and anything else comes to mind that you guys want to have with you?
Let's see. Rope, flashlight, emergency vodka.
Great.
Oh, that's right. I've got a stick of dynamite and some blasting caps.
Yeah, I was just gonna double check on that because I knew one of you guys had them from last time that you got off of, I think the lizard guy's body.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So you guys. So this is about, I'd say, about 1 in the afternoon. You have about 6 hours daylight.
Cool.
Okay, and the logical place, again, just looking at the map to get across, would be the same ford that the soldiers use with their trucks. That's going to be, if you talk to anyone at the base camp, and Dr. Yo would know this, that is the easiest way to get to the other side. It's the lowest point in the river, the slowest waterfall. You could probably get through there on the water would only come up to really your knees or your thighs.
Yes, but what's in that water? Is this like a tributary of the Amazon?
The water's fairly, and Dr. Yo would know this, that there's nothing like that in this particular part.
So no piranha here.
Nope.
Good call. Great.
Nope.
Okay.
No, and actually, they've been getting their water from that river, and it's been fairly easy to just boil and clean.
That was my next question. So, in other words, they boil their water. Good to know.
Well, South America, and there's parasites, so they do boil everything that comes in.
Well, I guess we'll keep that in mind in case we run out of water. But I suppose if we're close enough to the river, we're close enough to camp.
Exactly. All right.
Right.
Any other preparations you folks want to take?
Have we got anything for light in case it does get dark?
I do have a flashlight.
Awesome.
You should probably grab one too if there's an.
Yep, grab a torch too. Just add it to your stuff. Anything you want, you can get pretty much from the camp supplies.
Speaking of which, I'd like some spare batteries and maybe a torch. Just in case.
Like torch, like flashlight torch, British version of torch.
No.
Or
As in, like set it on fire torch.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not using like the old school term of electric torch. I'm really mean like actual like you turn it on by lighting it on fire.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. So that means you would have a lighter on you, Kelsey, and you can have a makeshift torch. It's been very easy to make, because they do have supplies of gasoline for electrical power generator for the hospital, so you can easily soak some gasoline into a spare sheet or whatever, wrap it around, and have it ready to go. If that's workable. And extra batteries, no problem. Go ahead and add those. Cassandra, Dr. Yo, make sure you have a flashlight. We'll call flashlights, and the torch will be that burning torch, okay? And and here's the other thing I just want to check. Cassandra's in the hospital tent. Cassandra has, if you look at her character sheet, she does have her satchel of archaeologists supplies that has some of her textbooks and all that stuff. Is there anything from Cassandra's possession you want to quote unquote borrow while she's healing.
Stone flute. I want the stone flute.
Okay, take that for your possessions. That's a stone flute that you got off of the reptilian leader's body who ambushed you with the weird kind of iconology on it. Anything else? And of course, Sandra's like, I'm so sorry to have let you down, Kelsey. And she's just, she's holding on to her side where at the gun wounds and stuff like that. She goes,
just
I'll
lay
be
there
up.
and rest.
Yeah, she goes, I'll be up and ready as soon as I can to help you. But and then she shakes your hand, Dr. Yo, and so grateful for your care, and thank God you're not letting Kelsey go alone.
Of course, yeah. Don't mind.
Right.
Is it worth taking the compass?
Oh, I actually have one as well.
Ah, okay, cool.
Unless you want one as well.
Yeah, just in case we get split off, I might take a compass from Cassandra.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I have 50 feet of rope. Add rope to your inventory as well if there's enough rope lying around.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone have your possessions all listed up and ready to go?
Cool.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what's in the archaeologist's kit?
We don't know. It's like the doctor's kit. If you want a narratively interesting item, I'd have you roll for luck to see if it's in your kit.
I think I'm going to leave it because I don't have a good enough idea of what would normally be in one that I could suggest.
Well, there'd be tools.
Might have
there'd be tools, but there would also be textbooks on, in particular, in this region for textbooks on Mayan history, Mayan language, Mayan symbology.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's bring like a book or two apiece, or maybe just the entire kit.
Take the kit, and let's just maybe have Dr. Flo have it. Because you're getting weighed down with the radio, Kelsey. To be quite honest, they don't usually do weight by pounds in this system, but that radio is taking up a lot of your carry space.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So,
Flo, if you would carry that, that would be lovely.
Yeah, and it makes sense because it's books and stuff, and she's a scholar, so yeah, checks out.
And I think you have a talent for quick study. Half the time to read books.
Yes. Yeah, I remember seeing that somewhere. Yeah.
And don't forget, you also have luck. Like, you're lucky. Gain plus D10 luck points when luck recovery roll is made. So, anyway. Okay. And, so there's a path down to the ford from the base camp because they've been going down there to gather water every day for the camp's needs. So, Dr. Flo, you can lead the way because you would know it. You're quite familiar with it. And unless anything untoward happens, you easily cross the ford. And on the other side of the ford, you find yourself in the remnants of... Let me just move you there. Of this. The remnants of that battle that was detailed in the soldier's journal that brought you all here in the first place. Okay. So you'll see that there are several... Everything with an X through it is like a dead body or a ruined equipment. There was obviously a battle here. There's spent shells. There's dead bodies. You walk into this kind of, on the other side of the ford, this kind of battlefield and the aftermath of it. Sanity check?
Either of us...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sanity. I can do sanity. That wasn't my
unless
question, but...
Unless you have a hardened thing and you're hardened to kind of the scenes of war. And if you guys...
I'm pretty sure I don't.
No?
Oh, this is so not good for me.
Oh, no. Okay.
Now,
how much am I losing?
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Dr. Flo, just show off there.
Well, also Dr. Flo is a wartime medic, or a wartime doctor, right?
Yeah.
So,
I get that.
Yeah, so you actually don't lose anything. But Kelsey, if you could just roll a 1d3?
D3?
Yeah, just a D3. Just for the horrors of war. Oh, wow. Is this your first rodeo? Come on.
Apparently it is.
So the serpent person, lizard person didn't fuck you up too much, but this does. Okay.
There's just so many of them, and it's so sad. I guess. Yeah, but my question was, minefield. Were they using minefields in this?
Oh, good question.
And holy crap, do we need to be careful where we're walking?
Well, how about both of you give me a nature roll?
Nature.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't have a
Or
damn
if
thing
you
in
have
nature.
demolitions.
I have even less in demolition, but natural world it is. Nope, I know nothing.
Shit.
I will resort to unless Dr. Flo knows.
Yeah.
I'm going to resort to the old-fashioned way and pick up a rock and fling it.
Okay, but let's see Dr. Flo's nature roll
Oh,
first.
it's not going to be good. Yeah.
It's less bad than mine.
Yeah. We tried.
All right.
How's
Yes.
the rock flinging going?
Yep. So you guys are gathering rocks and throwing them around.
Yep.
Yep.
Is anything exploding?
Nope. Nothing is exploding. As you
Nice.
kind of do it,
Cool.
as you kind of range around and throw it around. Let's see here. How about we both have spot hiddens from you as you guys enter this particular area?
Okay. That's very on brand so far.
Yeah, yeah.
The coffee did not help. Hey!
Yeah.
Hard success for me.
Yeah, this is kind of
Nice.
like your forte is definitely medicine. Kelsey's forte is definitely spotting things. Yeah. Oh, except you wrote Cassandra's.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to.
That's okay. Cassandra's
let me go
helping
back.
from her sick bed.
We've got
I
the
was
radio
wondering why it was relatively low. Here, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Regular success then.
Okay, so as you're going through, you see like the normal carnage of bodies. One thing you do notice, Kelsey, is that these bodies are obviously several weeks rotting, but normally you would notice that there would be carrion birds, or the bodies would be picked apart by, animals. But these bodies are just lying there and their flesh is still there, rotting, but not picked by any of the animals or the carrion birds in the area, which is unusual. It's just quite strange. There's actually no birds in this area. You also notice that there is, right here, a truck.
Oh, is it one of the soldiers' trucks from camp?
It's not. It has markings of the Paraguay army on it.
Okay.
It looks like it was just damaged in battle. There's also a damaged tank.
Yep.
Yeah. The tracks on the tank have been totally blown off by artillery, and there's holes and like shell holes from different artillery all over this particular battleground. But a cursory look on the truck, like the wheels are still good. It just looks like actually that only superficial damage if you want to take a look at it. Also, you had a regular success. You notice that some of the bodies aren't actually bodies. And as you get closer, as you're kind of walking through this eerie battlefield, again, that happened several weeks ago, you notice that there are piles of brown goop that have articles of clothing sticking out of them. So one particular pile of goop has a boot. Another particular pile, as you're walking along, has a soldier's helmet. So there you go. What do you guys want to do?
I say we examine that truck, because wheels would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even though my mechanical repair sucks, but hey, maybe.
Same.
All right.
Same.
So yeah, if you guys, anybody, both of you can go ahead and do a mechanical or even an electrical repair.
Oh,
So
if
just
I
check.
can do an
Or
electrical instead, please.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's a shame.
Oh,
my
how do you guys both
God!
roll 91?
Do we get points for that?
Oh, that really sucks. Wow. All right.
Well, maybe we can draft somebody from camp later to come and check this out. But for now, I don't think this is going to be a thing. But yeah, I would like to take a peek at some of the piles of goo.
But be careful about the goo though, because we don't know if that's
Yeah, well, I don't plan on touching it.
Yeah. Oh, but we're very clumsy, so
well, that's only when we're trying to be stealthy. So I'm not going to be stealthy near the goo. I'm not dumb.
Good plan. Good plan.
All right.
Right. I will take a closer look at the goo. Is that spot hidden?
Yeah, for sure.
Glad I have that bonus.
Now, you could also spend.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna burn 3 luck for that.
So
that sounds worthy.
And that's a perfect example for you, Ray, of how you can use luck. It's only 3 luck, and in Pulp Cthulhu, you earn luck back relatively quickly. And so yeah, it's burning 3 luck to make that from a failure, burning 3 to make it a 62 to a success. As you kind of describe to me what you're doing with the goo, Kelsey. Like, how are you? Are you just looking at it? Are you poking it with a stick? Are you setting it on fire?
Oh, all of the above sounds great. Yeah. First, I'll take a closer look, but not too close. I don't want to get my nose in it.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna poke it with a stick, and then I'll try setting it on fire. Well, I'll light the stick on fire and poke it with a flaming stick.
It's actually not a bad idea. Because then by the color of the flame, you can tell if it's like acidic or not, right?
I'm more used to, like, if it burns green, there's copper involved, and if it's pink, it's strontium.
Yeah.
But, chemistry class was about 1,000,000 years ago.
So.
Okay, so
yes, poke it with the stick.
Poke it with the stick. So as you poke it with the stick, it kind of smears around, kind of like the consistency of maybe dog diarrhea.
Ew. Thank you for that visual.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so, yes. So, but again, as you do, you pull out more things. You can kind of fish out, oh, here's a shirt. Here's a belt. You're picking out all kind of clothing items that a soldier would wear. But you're not fishing out any bones. You're not fishing out any body parts or anything like that. It's just clothing items.
If I had to guess, I would say that, these are the fallen soldiers and they have turned to goo. Doctor, what would turn them into a pile of goo?
That's a good question. Can I have a look at the goo? Can I roll biology on what's left behind and see?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, try that. Hey, awesome.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, yeah, you're looking at one particular pile of goo, but you also watch as Kelsey lights up that the pile of goo that they're looking at. So when Kelsey lights up the pile of glue that they're looking at, it glues a bright blue violet. Okay. And then you take note of that, Dr. Yo. And then as you're going through your pile of goo, and that's a successful biology. You come to the conclusion that these aren't exactly human remains, that these are some kind of excrement.
Do we know what the makeup of the excrement is? Can we figure out what it's eaten from it?
Not unless you had a laboratory, you could take samples back and just look at it underneath a microscope. But to you, this is reminiscent of a large creature, almost like you remember vaguely in medical school, some kind of creature similar to a jellyfish, but obviously in a greater scale excrement.
Okay.
But you've never seen anything in these kind of large deposits before. Like, this is a huge little mounds of goo, you know?
So some kind of creature was here and left us some gifts. Great.
I guess write that down. I should, because I've got a pen and paper in my possessions, right? So I should write that down as like a note of what we could do.
Yeah, actually, when I look at the stick that I used to poke it with, was there any, is the stick doing anything? Like, is it dissolving or anything like that? As in, is there a lot of acid in this poop?
Yeah. The alkaline.
You just roll. Let me roll.
Whoa.
That's really bad. Yes.
Oosh.
How bad it? Oh, so it's eating the stick.
Yep. It's eating the stick.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
and as it burns, it gives a distinct sulfuric kind of smell. As your pile of poo or whatever it burns. Goo, poo, it's all the same.
Great. Great.
Okay.
Great. I'm going to take the wild guess that the plant life is also like not doing so well where the piles are.
Yeah, exactly. It's in kind of those yellow spots. Hey, listen, can you guys move your tokens onto where you're at on this battle thing?
That's always ominous. I will hang out by this pile of poo.
Okay.
How did you find the token? Oh, at the bottom.
of the map.
Just at the bottom, yeah.
Cool. Whoa. Bam. Because the excrement is acidic.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way of us taking it with us so we can use it as a weapon of some description if we need to? We can fill up a bottle.
Sure, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Right. Well,
I might do that.
Sure.
At least
describe
as a sample
to me.
to take back.
Actually, Dr. Yo, check your bag and check also Cassandra's bag for sample containers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I've got a medical supply bag, so I'm hoping that there'll be vials in that.
Roll me a luck.
Yeah.
Roll me a luck to see if you have anything appropriate in that bag.
Rolling luck. Whoop-pow. Hey!
Whoa!
Cool. Nice.
That's so good. Yeah, you can bring out anything you want from your magic medical bag.
Cool. So I bring out some gloves to make sure that if I touch it, I'm not going to, burn myself.
Mm-hmm. Can I get $1 million and a pony out of that bag, please?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
And a car while we're at it, or some sort of truck, yeah. Yeah, I bring out a couple of vials, and I take a couple of samples. So one for testing that I can take back to the camp and test at some point.
Okay.
Also, a couple to kind of, if we have any arrows or anything at any point, I can put it on the arrow and, use it as weaponry.
Okay, why don't you roll me a 1d4, and we'll see how many vials you're able to collect safely.
Awesome.
4. 4 out of 4. Nice! Bazinga! I like that.
Cool. So I'll add it to my possessions.
So, yes. So as you guys are finishing up that collection and you move a little further in, you notice a huge crater right here. Crater in the ground. And then you can see these stones are like debris. So I'll let you guys move your tokens around if you want to approach it. But that looks like a huge explosion of artillery hit this spot here. And then these are big, massive chunks of debris So if you're getting fairly close, give me a spot hidden. If you're getting closer and you want to take a closer look.
How close is close enough for a spot?
Well, I mean, depends. Explain to me what you're doing, and then I'll, the further back, I'll explain what you see from farther back. If you're 40, 50 feet back, if you're right on the edge, I'll explain that too.
I guess I'll stand on the edge and look into the hole and look at the crater, look at the piles of debris, and yeah, just a regular.
Hey, how about you, Dr. Yo?
I'm gonna have a look at the debris where my little token is. See if I can examine it and tell, what's hit it, and what's gone on. I gotta find the spot hidden. There it is. Yes,
awesome!
Finally! Oh,
finally!
How many tries did that
Get
take?
yourself a check, please.
Woo! Finally. Okay, yeah. Thank God.
Excellent. I'm going to start with you,
you.
Dr. Yo. Make sure you tick off that spot hidden, because that might be a prime thing that you improve later on.
Yeah, that is ticked for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so as you're kind of looking at these bigger chunks of debris, you'll notice that they look like they used to form a round cap that covered this hole, and that there's different runes and markings on this cap. Okay? And it looks like an artillery shell struck it in the middle, and then the cap shattered. Okay? Now, I'm moving over to Kelsey. As you peer over the edge of the hole, you realize that this isn't just a shrapnel shell crater. It actually is a deep hole in the ground that, as you look down, you see that around the sides of this hole, or well,
Yeah,
there
I
are
was wondering if this
stairs.
might count as well.
There's a stairway going down, winding along the edges. A windy stairway going down into this hole.
With the runes, you said there's like runes.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll anthropology and see if I can figure out what that's all about?
Sure can.
Ooh. Hey! Oh, sick!
Nice. Okay, again, make sure you put the dot near that skill so you can choose to improve it. That's really a good roll.
Awesome.
Yeah. So as you are examining this, these you take out Cassandra's archaeology kit and start using the brush to brush off the debris, and maybe the trowel to get off any cake mud or anything. And the images on it are coming clearer and clearer. And you see that there are motifs of serpents as you brush away the debris. And there's also symbols of a language you don't understand, but there's seems to be images of serpent people in various states. Like there seems to be serpent people with arrows and spears battling other serpent people with arrows and spears, and then symbols all around it. So yeah, and you also notice that in Cassandra's kit there's like a rubbing paper with a pastel kind of thing, so you can make a rub of these images if you'd like.
Yeah, doing that definitely.
Don't forget, Cassandra is an archaeologist, and if we bring that back to her, she might be able to give you a little bit more information.
Cool.
So if you want, you can successfully collect some of the rubbings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, nice roll.
That.
Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, and so...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do we feel brave enough to go down the well?
I'm just adding the rubbings of the runes to my possessions.
Oh, no problem.
So I remember. Cool. Yeah, we can go down the well.
I just want to add, you guys both did great spot hidden. So I just wanted to add that all around this area, you see truck tire marks and footprints, and it's logical to assume the soldiers that you saw in camp probably have been here. They're fairly fresh, within the day or two, and you also see tracks that seem to go off in a couple different directions, right? So if you guys wanted to, you could give me a tracking roll to see if you could tell if you could follow those particular trails. It's up to you if you want to do that, or if you want to deal with this
Ooh.
this thing, this tunnel thing here.
My
Wow.
track is quite low, so
Yeah, my track is. I think I've got the base.
yeah,
Well,
I've got
yes,
10.
yes. Yeah, I've got the base. So our choices are follow the footprints and tire prints, go down the well, or proceed to the explosion site. What do you think?
uh, see, it'd be safer to follow the tire and the footprints, but I kind of just want to go in the well and see what happens because it's daylight still. I don't want to risk doing it at night time because the soldier said that the creature comes out at night. You know.
Yeah. Okay, let's go down the well.
Yeah. Cool. Woo!
So again, as you're looking at these stairs, you can tell that when the artillery, it's pretty easy to see, the artillery shell hit the capstone, burst it into pieces. 3 pieces you guys see are still on the surface. The other pieces crumbled down into the well, and it looks like as you peer kind of down that there's a bunch of debris that went down. You can't see the bottom. It's going to be quite a long ways down. So
Got
just,
rope though.
do you have rope?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to fasten it above because I'm guessing that there's nothing resembling a railing on these stairs.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
It
not
seems
feeling
it seems like
optimistic about my dexterity.
Oh shit! Yeah, dexterity. Oh yeah. Meh. My
like it.
dexterity isn't amazing.
I would just say that it does look like though this isn't just an earthen hole dug into the ground. That as you kind of peer into it, it looks like there's stonework, right? The walls are made of stonework. The stairs are made out of stone. So there is. It's not earthen walls. There's stone walls. There's some construction that has happened in this particular site.
Cool. Is
Which
there any writing on the walls or anything?
not yet. Not at the top where you guys are.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I guess secure the rope to something. That can help us
Yeah, are
down a
there
bit.
any decently sized trees or very large rocks?
Well, you have the other capstones that you could secure it to. These capstones are quite heavy, right? They're huge. Like this,
Okay, in
the
that
cap.
case, I'll
Yeah.
just yeah.
Do that.
And I've got 50 feet of rope. Is that enough for the rope to hit the bottom?
You can't tell. It's so dark. When you
Uh,
Oh.
how much rope do you have, Dr. Yo?
Good question. I can see I've got rope. But I don't know.
how about you give me a roll?
Same.
Let's roll a D 100 and let's see how much you get.
Cool. Okay. T100. Pow.
So let's say 85 feet.
Nice.
Excellent. Well, what I was thinking of doing, if 50 feet isn't enough to hit the bottom of this thing, then I will tie the ropes together and fasten one end to the capstone, and then we'll both just hold the rope and go down. And hope that's enough.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so
I'll just add in it.
the stairs are relatively narrow.
Uh huh.
and they look relatively slick. There are fragments of the capstone on different parts of the stairs. So I'm just kind of wondering who's going to go first, and do you have your flashlights, or do you have the torch going, or what do you? How are you guys setting this up for? How are you organizing your descent into the pit?
I've got some skill in climb, so I was thinking I would go first, and I have my flashlight out, and I'll be holding onto the rope.
Cool. Yeah, I'll follow behind you. Is your flashlight enough, or would mine help?
I don't know. How dark is it?
Well,
Yeah.
it's you're near the top, so it's relatively light because you're getting the light from the sky, and as you descend, it will likely get darker and darker and darker, right?
Yeah, have your flashlight ready, but I guess preserve the batteries for now.
Now, how are you
Yeah,
guys? How are you
flashlight.
guys attaching the rope to yourselves? Like, how are you?
I was thinking of like tying it around my waist,
Mm.
but that's not really going to work too terribly well. I was just planning on having like a length of it wrapped around my hand.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd feel better having some wrapped around your center, Dr. Yo, that makes sense too.
Yeah, I'd do that because my climb isn't great. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify again, how is this? How are you attached to the rope? Just clarify for me which way. So Kelsey's got it around their hand.
Yep.
Yo, do you have it wrapped around your waist, or are you also holding on by the hand? How are you doing this?
Wrapped around my waist, but then I'm also holding a little bit by my hand just in case.
Okay.
I've got like both.
Okay.
Because she's very clumsy.
Okay. And then Kelsey, in your other hand, you have your flashlight or your torch going.
Flashlight, not torch, not yet.
Okay.
Definitely not with rope nearby.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. No, I'm thinking like if we need the torch, we'll break it out when there's no more rope involved.
Okay,
That, yeah.
and Dr. Yo, what's in your other hand?
I've got my flashlight, but I'm not turning it on yet. I've just got it ready for when it gets real dark.
Okay, great. So you guys go ahead, take it away and describe your descent, and we'll do the first 100 feet.
Right. I'm just moving slowly and carefully. You did mention that the stairs were slick, so I'm going to be extra careful and extra slow with each placement of my foot. As I slowly move, and if I find anything particularly slippery or hard to do, I'll warn Dr. Flo.
Cool. I'm also going slowly, but I'm also trying to look at the walls as well. I'll look around to see if there's any like writing on the walls or any markings or anything. So I'm going super slow to try and see if there's anything I can make out.
Did we lose anybody? Are you both?
Hmm?
Oh no, it's just weird. The audio cut out for a second for me. So anyway, okay, great. So as you guys go down, let's say you're an hour into it, and you're going carefully and slowly down. The light at the top gets smaller and smaller as you descend. And it gets darker and darker. And you, Kelsey, being at the front, you see a lump on the stair about 3 stairs below you. A lump of a figure.
Like a person lump?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I will get within one step and see what I can spot.
Okay. Okay, you don't even need to. Well, yeah, you don't even need to roll for it. As you get closer, and the beam of your flashlight goes on it. It's a mutilated body of a Bavarian soldier. Not Bavarian. Bolivian. Ah, wrong continent entirely. of a Bolivian soldier. Its flesh has just been mangled and torn to bits. And if you want to give me a first aid or medical, Kelsey, on that.
I can do a first aid. I don't have anything medical to speak of.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a big no.
Okay.
I am going to carefully walk below it so Dr. Yo can get a better look.
Okay. Dr. Yo, give
Yeah.
me a first aid or medical, whatever works for you as you examine the dead body.
We'll go medicine. Ciao!
Wow!
Oh,
Nice!
Excellent.
Okay,
Hey.
so as you're examining the body, it has the similar lashes that the other soldiers in the tent had. And also, it looks like this body, to your expert opinion, has only been here about 4 days. Maybe 6 tops. But this body isn't from the original battle that took place 3 weeks ago. It hasn't been dead as long as the ones on the surface.
Okay.
Nice roll.
Cool. Cheers. Hey.
So, you guys continue on, or?
I'd like to turn back around and search the body for anything useful or interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me a spot hidden.
I don't need the
Oh!
bonus. Yeah, I will find everything there is to find.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sick.
you find some dog tags. That just says a private. I don't know, Oscar de Lorenta. I don't know. Pick a Spanish name. But what you find actually, if you turn the body over, is that this soldier was carrying a flamethrower. And as you look at the flamethrower, it's intact. And it appears to have half a tank left. And it seems to be workable with a critical 1.
Get that
I doubt
flamethrower.
I am that lucky, but right. Can I actually carry it with the radio and all, or should I give it to Dr. Flo?
I mean, you can pass Dr. Flo either the radio or the flamethrower. It's
I
up
can
to
take
you.
the radio.
Well, what would you like to carry? You know,
I think
you seem more like a radio person, and I should
yeah.
be handling the weapons.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
check what you have for in your
Definitely.
firearm skill too, right? Who would benefit the most from having a flamethrower?
Oh,
Well, I don't think either of us could really use a flamethrower, but I'm presuming that's another other skill under firearms,
Oh
or
yeah. Yep. I see it. Yeah,
yeah,
10. That's it.
yeah. I'm going to assume that this is going to be firearm skill 1 or 2 for the flamethrower.
Yeah, I would say actually, just to be kind of give you guys a fighting chance, I would say if you have rifle or shotgun, you could apply it to this. Does that make sense? Do you have rifle or shotgun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I only have the base score, so.
That
hang on.
sucks.
Sorry.
Who has? Oh, so what do you have? Just shout out what you guys each have.
Handgun.
Rifle and... Oh, I've got handgun and rifle and shotgun.
Give me the numbers for rifle and shotgun, please.
25.
That's also the base.
That's the base.
Ah, cool.
I tell you what, just for fun, did anyone want to burn some luck to let you roll to increase that?
How much luck?
I'd say 10 points.
Is it 1?
10 points to roll a 1d4. I mean 1d10. 10 points to roll a 1d10 to increase your rifle shotgun.
I'll go for that.
Yeah.
It's expensive,
Yeah,
but
might as well.
it's Pulp Cthulhu.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit.
Does that go into it? Does that goes into firearms then, or into shotgun?
Well, hang on a second. Ray, did you do that too? Did you roll?
No, I haven't.
Do you
Or
do you
do you
want
actually want to
do you want
burn luck?
Now I don't.
No, but just hear just do you want to or not? This is a good deal because mostly you never get to
Yeah.
increase the skill this way.
Okay, so I reduced luck to 80 rather than 90, and then I'm good to go, right?
And then roll 1d10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. 1d10. Bam.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Way
so
better for you.
this is really
Awesome.
this is gonna seem kind of broken, but that's not just gonna be 3 points for Kelsey. That's gonna be 30. Ray, that's not just 8 points. That's 80 points.
Holy
See,
fuck!
whoa! Nice.
Yeah, I pulled a little sneaky on you guys. And why that is, and I think it's safe to say we can roll it into Dr. Yo's background, because considering that she is a doctor, she's worked in places where there's diseases and viruses, and she's had to clean out, various villages that may have been contaminated. So she actually would have, it makes sense. She would know how to use a flamethrower to destroy contaminated bodies of like weird diseases and stuff. Actually, that does make a lot of sense for someone who does aid work, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so let's add those actually. So,
Actually, on second thought, Dr. Yo, why don't you take the flamethrower because you can use
Okay.
it better?
yes, yes,
I'll hold on
Good
to the
plan.
radio.
tip top.
And
And so you guys can either add that as its own kind of. I think we just add that to rifle and shotgun, which seems crazy.
Okay. So, on top of the rifle and shotgun that we've already got that score.
Yeah, I mean, that maybe is that giving you too much? I think
well,
I don't
if
don't
nothing
want to.
else, 80 would bring Dr. Yo's to 105.
105.
Yeah, so maybe Dr. Yo, let's just keep you as a flamethrower, and then Kelsey, so you don't feel ripped off, you can add that to rifle and shotgun. Is that
Awesome.
fair?
Cool.
You
Actually,
think?
that makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that works.
Yo would use a flamethrower over a rifle, so that makes sense.
So it has half a tank. So if you could roll me another, actually, can you roll a 1d12? Should be in that same tracker. Yeah, and you'll take roll 1d12 and let's see how many. Oh, okay, we're not taking one. We're not taking one. We're not taking ones. You have half a tank, so
Roll again?
yeah, roll again.
Cool. Hey!
4.
Cool.
Yeah,
Something.
okay. So you have, let's say you have 4 uses of it, okay?
Okay.
And the flamethrower, I'll grab the stat for you in just a second. Just check here. Sorry. Just want to get the stats for that. So the stat for a flamethrower is it does. Maybe I'll just put this down here. Just copy it all and I'll put it in the chat. And then you can copy and put it into your combat section. There you go. So it does 2d6 burn damage. It works for 25 yards. You can use it once per round, and you're going to have 4 use left in it because it's got half a tank instead of the 10. Okay.
Cool. So, when I put ammo,
Put 4.
Just
says
put
at least
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah, just 4, yeah.
Yeah. And then the one next to it, the weapons attacks input, just put 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 1 attack per round, per your turn. Yeah.
And make the malfunction 93.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Awesome.
We get to
Got
call
that.
you the Flaming Yo now. Flaming Yo! That sounds like a spicy margarita name, doesn't it?
Sure.
I'll take it.
Right. And
Blow the
actually,
flaming yo. Yeah.
the flaming yo, I love that. So actually, it's we're like pretty much at time. It's we got 2 minutes left.
Yes, we are.
That might be a good time for us to
Cool.
just leave it there and maybe talk about our next session.
Nice.
And just if you guys could just pull up your calendars and let's just look. So this is because Jaden runs their game on Sundays, and I have Gamer Sundays on Sundays here in Calgary.
Mhm.
Let's keep. I think a Saturday still works okay, right, Jaden? What's your schedule like? And Ray, I hope you've enjoyed it, Ray. I hope you've had fun. It is a bit weird the first session, but it gets easier and easier and easier. I hope. So I hope you come
Oh,
back.
yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you're in,
I'd love to. If you can put up with me being a newbie.
oh no problem. You're
Oh,
great.
oh yeah, you're fine.
You don't act like a
Everybody's
new
got to
boy.
learn somewhere.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not.
no, it's been
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. And it will get better too. Hopefully, Sean will rejoin us. I'll check with them and see if they're if they would come back because they were a super fun player too.
Yeah,
Um.
that'd be.
So today is July 15th. Jaden, what's your schedule like, or what? And Ray, please pop in. What's your schedules like for the next coming Saturdays? I would say I'll just throw out the 29th is free for me, but I think we have Berlin Cthulhu on Sunday, right? So I don't know if that's too much. The follow the
Oh. Mhm.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we that would make it a very, very full weekend for me if we were to do the 29th, but I
Okay.
can do that if need be. But I
Well,
thought this was the monthly game.
yeah, I know. I'm just looking at dates because Gen Con is August 4th, 5th, and 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to be running a game there, right? Yes. And then August Gamer Sunday, yeah, I guess I could do the 12th. Or we could do the 19th. Like we should, if we're doing it monthly. I'm worried that that's how we may have lost Sean is because we're not doing it enough.
Mm,
How do you feel about making it bi-monthly?
that works.
Mm-hmm.
Am I am I getting crazy because I usually only run monthly, but I still feel like we're not. I don't want to lose people to lose interest because it's a fun game.
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that? Or if you're too busy, then we can keep it as monthly. Normally, it would be the third Saturday of the month. So normally, the next one would be August 19th.
Well, how about this for a wild idea? How about we take both dates and you check with Sean, and if Sean dropped out just because of random unforeseen stuff, uh, cool. But if it's more of a needs to be more often, we'll keep the sooner date, and if not, we'll keep the further out date.
Okay, so if we do July 29th, which is 2 weeks from now, and
Yep.
then we do August 19th as usual, would that work for both of you? And again, Ray, don't feel like you're tied into it. If you get to think afterwards, like, oh, I didn't like playing this game; it's too weird for me. I'd rather stick with D&D. Then that's cool too. It's just
Oh,
whatever.
no. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. My only thing is time of day. So, what time of day would it be for you guys? Because then I can type it into Google and convert.
Yeah, I would keep it the same time that we did today because
Cool.
you're 7 hours ahead, right? So this should keep you on
Yeah,
not too
it's like
late.
8.
Or would you need it to start a little bit earlier? Like we started at say 1 o'clock my time, which is Mountain
Right.
Standard Time. Did you want it to start a little bit earlier because you're what 11 o'clock right now your time?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm happy with it being late because I tend to be awake this kind of time uh, rather
Okay.
than during the day. So, yeah, 8 p.m. till 11 p.m. for me. So that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Is that okay with you, Jaden?
Yeah,
We keep
this
it
is
the same
this is
time?
a fine time. Yeah, this is
Okay.
perfectly fine.
All right.
Cool.
So we'll schedule Pulp Cthulhu for July 29th at the same time. I'm just popping that into my Google thing.
Nice.
Fantastic.
And
Great. Well, in that
then
case,
also August 19th is already there. I'll set it up on Meetup. I'll automatically add you folks to it when I set it up. So if you don't be weirded out if you say, "Oh, I don't remember signing up for that game," but I'll add it to those 2 sessions, and then I'll reach out to Sean, and I'll see if they are still interested in playing or not. I'd rather
Awesome.
carry forth because I feel like with this campaign, if it's monthly, you forget too much, and we lose momentum and excitement of what's happening.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, and it'd be good to do it like as often as you suggested, because then like it's easier to remember how to play it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you keep up on
Yeah.
the system too, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, and I'll just leave it at that. And Jaden does run games too. So anyway, if you want to play more Cthulhu,
Cool.
Jaden's got me into Cthulhu and tainted my mind to the Cthulhu thing.
I see.
Yes, I've introduced you to the addiction. I'm glad to help here.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Okay, great. Well, thank you both. I hope you guys
Cool.
had a good time, and hopefully
Yeah, cheers.
we'll have
Absolutely. Thank you so much for running, as usual.
and hopefully
Nice to meet you guys as well.
yes. Thank you for joining.